Now, before we begin our discussion, let's introduce tonight's panel. First of all, we are joined by State Senator Ramesh Akbari of Memphis and State Representative Tom Leatherwood of Arlington. Thank you both for joining us. Good to have you here.
You are welcome.
Yeah, we look forward to having you kind of walk us through these new laws that are going to be impacting us all. So thank you very much.
Of course.
All right, let's get to it. As we begin, we're going to take a look at some of the major changes to Tennessee's criminal code. First up, House Bill 2656, which is known as the Truth in Sentencing Law. As of Friday, a person convicted of violent crimes, including first and second degree murder, vehicular homicide, especially aggravated kidnapping, robbery, carjacking, and burglary, will serve 100% of their sentence. And Representative Leatherwood, I think you helped sponsor this bill. Why did you think that it was necessary? I know we've talked about it a lot over the last several weeks and months, and we'll talk about it briefly here so we can get to some of the others, but let's begin there.
Okay. Well, I think it's a great bill and proud to have been a co-sponsor of this bill. You know, I've sat in on parole hearings with a mother whose young son was just brutally beat to death. And victims' families should not have to relive that trauma time and time again with these parole hearings to keep the murderer, in this case, behind bars. So I viewed this as two things. One, a compassion for victims bill, as well as this will keep our citizenry safer, keeping these people behind bars.
And what did you think about this bill, Senator? Do you agree with that, or do you think there are also some unintended consequences?
I think that this is a failed policy from the 90s, and we are rehashing policy that we know does not work. The American Conservatives Union even sent a letter to every member saying, please don't vote for this because it doesn't lead to a decrease in crime. If it did, sign me up. I think that's what we should do. Instead, it leads to an increase in our incarceration costs, and our murder rates and our crime rates are staying the same. It's a bill that sounds good on paper, but in implementation, it's not really having an impact.
Do you think we'll have time to evaluate this law over the course of the months and days, weeks, and even years to come?
Well, I know that the speakers are both very excited about the bill. The governor was not. So I'm hoping that we will have some continued discussion, but a lot of people really believe in it, whether or not it's something that's going to be helpful or not.
And Representative, were you surprised that the governor was not quite as excited as you might have hoped?
No, not really. And as we went through the process, you know, he did voice his concerns, and the bill was amended some through the process. And I think we will look at this and see if it has an impact or not. But we know it will have a 100% positive impact on potential repeat offenders.
All right, let's move along here. Next, we have Senate Bill 2683, which requires criminals convicted of first-degree murder in the perpetration or attempted perpetration of rape, rape of a child, and aggravated rape of a child to be sentenced to death or life in prison without the possibility of parole. You know, is this something that you are in favor of, Senator?
Well, I think those are especially heinous crimes, but it is a step away from precedent where you are sentencing someone to death where they have not actually taken a life. So I was very hesitant on this bill and also really concerned about the constitutionality of it as well.
And Representative Leather, what did you think?
Well, this was sentencing them to death or life in prison without parole. The former law, we can say now, prior to the implementation of this, was death, life without parole, or it did have the option of parole. What we did was just take away the option of parole. So that was the only change in the law. But it does allow the penalty, continues to allow the penalty of death or a life sentence without parole.
What was the intended consequence here? Is this to have some kind of impact on those who might consider perpetrating one of these crimes?
Well, I don't know how much impact it has there. So often these are crimes of passion or just premeditated, cold-hearted people. But by taking away the option of parole, again, you are eliminating the possibility of repeat offenders for these crimes.
All right, let's move on now to Senate Bill 2087 that cracks down on drive-by shootings. That new law will impose stricter penalties, one classification higher on criminals convicted of aggravated assault, that involved the use of a deadly weapon if the violation was committed by a firearm discharged from within a motor vehicle. I think this is something that could speak to a lot of people here in Memphis because we do have quite a few drive-by shootings in our area. This basically means more prison time. Do you think that this will work?
I mean, I'm always concerned about an enhancement because I want a law to actually stop people from committing the crime. But drive-by shootings have been really outrageous in Memphis, and you don't want to see that type of crime because innocent lives are lost. I know a young lady at Melrose. She just graduated from Melrose High School, and she is in the emergency department in the ICU right now. And so we have to do something to stop these violent crimes.
How do you see this playing out?
The same way. So many of these crimes are perpetrated by gang members, and hopefully, if they see gang members serving more time in prison, that this offense is taken much more seriously, hopefully there will be a discouragement from perpetrating this crime by others.
All right, and one final criminal justice thing here. The House Bill, I think 1018, requires the Tennessee Department of Safety to do a criminal background check every 4 years after someone gets a concealed carry permit, charging $50 to renew the permit and denying concealed carry permit renewals to anyone found prohibited from purchasing or possessing that gun. What do you think about this, Representative?
Well, I think this is a good bill. Your concealed handgun carry permits last for 8 years, so if someone gets this permit, then a year, 2, 3 years later they commit a felony where they would not have been eligible for it, this might not have been known for 8 years till they come up for a renewal. This would just have the department checking every 4 years to see if that person has committed a felony or a crime that would make it illegal for them to have that permit.
You know, most crimes are not committed by people with concealed carry permits. Do you think this will really have an impact?
Well, you know, if it just helps one person to save one life, I think it makes a difference. You know, this is just allowing the department to be able to enforce the laws. If you've committed certain crimes and you're not allowed to have a handgun, you shouldn't be allowed to have one. So I think it's a great move.
All right. When we come back, we will continue our discussion on Tennessee's new laws with a focus on those affecting your quality of life. That's coming up next on Informed Sources.